Hello everybody and welcome to a new series. This here is going to be really different from pretty much any series I've done so far. It's going to be a redstone series all about doing redstone and creating a mini game. That is the plan. So this mini game I want to create is going to be a sort of zone capturing mini game. There'll be many locations that you have to capture, and whoever which team captures them all will end up winning. That's kind of the idea here. Now I will say I'm not sure how much of this would be possible, because I am kind of a redstone noob, not gonna lie. I don't really know a whole lot, so this is gonna be a learning experience for me, that is for sure. But let's go ahead, let's get into what it's gonna be about. I'm gonna sort of show you guys what I'm brainstorming here. So for this mini game, I do have one rule that I want to try to follow while doing this. Basically, I don't want to have any commands, like no command blocks or anything like that. I want to make it so you can basically create it in a survival world if you want to sort of copy and follow along, stuff like that. So no commands or command blocks, that is the goal here. Hopefully that is possible. We will see as we go forward. Okay, so I have myself a book of ideas here. This here is what I have been kind of brainstorming for this. So let's see if I can kind of go through this with you guys. So the first one, obviously we need two teams to fight one another. What I'm thinking is we will do probably 3v5, or not 3v5, 3v3 or 5v5, something like that. I think the 5 would be the better one to go with, but I mean, it depends on how many friends you have to play with you. So yeah, that's kind of up to whoever's playing it basically. Now the second thing, capture points. So I'm gonna quickly go over that. There's a lot to unpack here because it's a little complicated. So for the capture points, we are gonna need to, one, be able to tell if you are capturing it or whatever, or have captured it, which I think we're gonna do with a beacon. We're gonna set up colored beacons to basically say this team has captured this point, and then we need to be able to swap those beacons color as well, so that way if a team goes to a point that's already captured by another team, then they need to be able to uncapture that point and then capture it for their team. So we need to set that up, and that's basically all for the capturing of points. I suppose there is this one last one here though. Basically, when all 3 points have been captured for a certain team, or whichever team, we need to be able to detect that and announce that the game has ended, so we'll probably just launch off a bunch of fireworks or something like that. And then we need to kind of make a spawn area for each team. So my thoughts on that is we can either just, you know, have them spawn in, get their gear, and head back out. Or I've been kind of thinking maybe we can do like something that makes it so they spawn in, but we have a death penalty. So that way when they spawn in, they get locked in a room, they have to wait a little bit, and then they get let back out after a random amount of time. So that way people won't, you know, make sacrifices and stuff like that as often, because it could screw your team over basically. That is the idea behind that. And another thing I'm thinking of doing, at each base there might be something like classes. So basically you could have a ranger class, a healer class, add to the strategy basically. Different classes for, well, whoever wants to choose them. Or we could just give everybody everything and do it that way as well, I suppose, is another way you could do it. I like the idea of having certain classes that you can just sort of walk into a booth, get set up, and then you can go. Okay, so next up is loot boxes. I'm thinking basically if we can, this one might not be possible, at least for me. Now, basically what I'm thinking is throughout the map you will find random barrels or chests, and in these barrels and chests there will be every so often random loot put into them via fancy redstone magic, if I can figure it out, and basically you can get good stuff from it. So you can get arrows, you can maybe get like new weapons and stuff like that, healing potions, things that you need to help you in combat. That is the idea there. And now I'm kind of thinking we might do this, we might not. There's a lot to this, so basically Dungeons. Making dungeons that house OP gear. This is gonna be a tough one, so what I'm thinking is if you do a 5v5, this kind of adds strategy to it. Basically, there will be dungeons with OP gear, and say you send 4 people to go capture points and defend points and stuff like that, and you can go ahead and send the extra person off to basically try and get some good gear to change the tide of the battle, basically. That is the idea behind that. I think that would be a fun little addition. Now, I have a few ideas around these dungeons. So first off, you can either, one, get riches, I guess, riches and stuff like that, so emeralds, gold, whatever, and trade them with villagers to get the good gear. Or we could do it another way, where we get the villagers to basically trade you a key, and then you use said key to unlock the dungeon to get the OP gear. Now mind you, I'm thinking there'll be mob spawners in there, probably stuff like skeletons and zombies and stuff. I don't think I'm gonna use creepers at all. I don't want to destroy the map by accident. And I suppose another thing to add on to that is we could also use the random loot boxes as well to get like the things for the villagers, or maybe the key for the dungeons and stuff as well. That is another option, so we can do stuff like that as well. Now last but not least, the last one here is a very obvious option. We need a map. We need map designs, so probably have a few different map designs. It'll take a while to make them, but basically have a theme for a large map to play this on. So we could do like cyberpunk, giant cities and stuff in the forest or something like that, or any other random thing, like maybe a medieval town or something like that. Who knows? Basically different themes for the maps and stuff like that. But anyway guys, that there is my idea. Obviously these things can change, so we can change things, you know, get rid of ideas, welcome new ideas in, depending on which direction we decide to go with this. So yeah, let me know down in the comments. Do you guys like the idea of a minigame series, minigame let's play, where we just go ahead and build minigames and stuff like this? You guys interested in that? Let me know. But anyway, that is gonna be it for here today. Next time, if you guys are interested, we'll go ahead, we'll get started on designing some of the redstone stuff. Probably starting off with like the bedroom area where you spawn back in after death and stuff like that. But anyway, that's it for today, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.